friends, on account of World Heart Day, which is celebrated on 29th of September every year, we have prepared a small video to raise the awareness about the cardiovascular diseases among the common people and to adapt healthy practices in maintaining a strong and a good heart. On behalf of Seva Mandal Education Societies, Srimati Sunanda Praveen Gambhirchand, College of Nursing, welcomes you all on this channel. Before getting started with the cardiovascular diseases, first let us get acquainted about the structure and the function of the heart. Heart is a hollow muscular organ, roughly of a size of a closed fist. It sits in the chest, slightly left to the center, behind the breastbone and in between the two lungs. The heart has four chambers: atrium, which forms the upper two chambers, right and the left, responsible for receiving the blood, whereas the ventricles forms the two lower chambers, right and left, responsible for the discharge of the blood. The right and the left side of the heart are separated from the wall of muscle called as the septum. The walls of the heart consist of three different types of tissues: endocardium, myocardium and the pericardium. Endocardium, it lines the inside of the heart and is responsible for the protection of the vessels and the valves. The myocardium consists of the muscles of the heart, whereas the pericardium consists of the protective layer. These three layers are again protected by the outermost protective coating called as the pericardium. The heart has four valves, which ensures that the blood should flow only in one direction and prevents the backflow of the blood. Coronary arteries are responsible for the blood supply to the heart muscles. Our heart beats about 1 lakh times a day and pumps about 5,000 gallons of blood throughout the body every 24 hours. It delivers oxygen and nutrient-rich blood to the tissues and carries away the waste materials. The right side of the heart is responsible for receiving the deoxygenated blood, which it supplies to the lungs for its purification, whereas the left side of the heart receives the blood which is rich in oxygen from the lungs, and this blood is now supplied to entire body parts with the help of aorta, and aorta is the largest artery of our body.
Hello everyone, we are presenting on hypertension introduction. Hypertension is very common, however can lead to many significant complications if left uncontrolled. When the blood pressure is elevated, the force the blood puts on the walls of the arteries is high and can lead to artery damage. Definition: hypertension is also known as high blood pressure, which is a long-term medical condition in which the blood pressure in the arteries is persistently elevated. The systolic blood pressure will be more or equal of 140 mmHg and the diastolic blood pressure will be more or equal of 90 mmHg.
What is the cause of hypertension? There are two types of hypertension: primary hypertension and secondary hypertension. Things that can cause secondary hypertension such as age, gender, family history, obesity, stress, diabetes mellitus, smoking, alcohol consumption and daily excessive intake of sodium. Sign and symptoms of hypertension. Sometimes high blood pressure does not cause any symptoms, so that it is also known as silent killer disease. But in some patients, symptoms will develop like blurred vision, headache, nausea, vomiting, dizziness, fatigue, epistaxis, irregular heartbeat, chest pain and breathlessness.
Hello everyone, let's get unite and fight against cardiovascular disease. We are presenting a cardiovascular disease called coronary artery disease. Coronary artery disease is also known as coronary heart disease and ischemic heart disease, which results in the narrowing of the coronary arteries that prevents adequate blood supply to the heart muscle. Therefore, this is called coronary artery disease.
The etiology of coronary artery disease are: first, atherosclerosis; second, cigarette smoking; third, diabetes mellitus; and fourth, high cholesterol level. Risk factors of coronary artery disease are: first, heredity; second, obesity; third, high blood pressure or hypertension; and fourth, stress.
Clinical manifestation of coronary artery disease are as follows. First, angina pectoris, we called as chest pain. Second, myocardial dysfunction. Third, coronary artery syndrome. Fourth, fatigue. There are various atypical clinical manifestations such as palpitation, indigestion, shortness in breathing, etc.
As we have already known which are the cardiovascular diseases, their signs and symptoms, risk factors, etc. So now we will see the lifestyle modification of cardiovascular diseases. So today, I, Nicole Ambrose and
I, Nishigandha Bharat, will be presenting to you the lifestyle modification of cardiovascular disease.
the goal of lifestyle modification is to prevent further buildup of plaque and decrease the damage to your blood vessels. Some steps may also help you reduce the amount of plaque in your blood vessels. These changes will reduce your risk to heart attack and stroke. Hey, what are you eating? This isn't healthy. Eating food high in saturated fats and trans fats often increase your likelihood of having heart disease. People with cardiovascular diseases are often recommended a heart-healthy diet which consists of a lot of fruits and vegetables, lean meat, skinned poultry, beans, nuts, legumes, whole grains, fish, olive oil, low-fat dairy products. These people should avoid eating crackers, fried foods, donuts, baked goods, for example, cakes, cookies, etc. Here you go.
The use of tobacco products has been strongly linked to a cardiovascular disease mortality because of its adverse effects on cholesterol levels, blood pressure, and risk for clotting.
Exercise can improve blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar, all cardiovascular disease risk factors. Additionally, it can also lead to weight loss and improved quality of life.
The restriction of caloric intake and saturated fat coupled with increased aerobic activity has been shown to result in maintaining a healthy weight.
Reducing blood sugar level could prevent the development of diabetes for some. Increasing exercise and lowering calorie intake, which can increase your body's sensitivity to insulin, which will in turn reduce blood sugar level.
And the last point is identifying and managing depression. People with depression are less likely to adhere to their treatment plans for other chronic conditions. This contributes to an increased risk of complications associated with cardiovascular disease.
So I'm explain about the common types of cardiovascular disease. The cardiovascular disease are classified into 5 groups. The first we will see about the angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitor that refers to the heart failure. It reduces the workload on heart and also increases the cardiac output. The next classification is diuretics. Diuretics prefers in the decreased blood pressure. It commonly used in treatment of the heart failure. It relieves the symptoms of the heart failure by reducing the fluid overload. The next classification is beta blocker. Beta blocker blocks the cardiac action of the sympathetic nervous system. It also reduces the blood pressure. The next classification is vasodilator. Vasodilators are relaxes the blood vessels and lowers the blood pressure. It also reduces the symptoms of the heart failure. Next classification is cardiac glycoside. Cardiac glycoside increases the cardiac output and also increases the force of contraction. It slows the electrical conduction through the heart.
Hello friends, I am going to explain and name the specific drugs regarding heart failure, hypertension and coronary heart disease. So, the medication for heart failure are angiotensin converting enzyme, beta blocker, diuretics. In angiotensin converting enzyme, the drug name is lisinopril. It is used to treat mild to moderate hypertension. Now, going to a dosage. For adult per oral route, initially 10 mg or 10 to 40 mg daily. For child greater than 6-year-old per oral route 0.07 mg to 5 mg per day. For geriatric per oral 2.5 to 5 mg per day. Now moving toward beta blockers. Beta blocker. It lowers BP by beta blocking effect. Drug name is toprol. That is metoprolol. It is used to treat mild to moderate hypertension, heart failure. What are the dosage for beta blockers or metoprolol? That is for adult per oral route 50 mg to 100 mg per day. For child 6 to 16 year old per oral 1 mg per day. For geriatric per oral 25 mg per day. It is administered orally. Now moving toward diuretic. It is used to increase amount of water and salt expelled from the body as urine. It is used for pulmonary edema, hypertension. The doses for diuretic are for adult per oral 20 to 80 mg per day. It is given IV, that is intramuscular and intravenously 20 to 40 mg. For child per oral intramuscular or IV, it is given 2 mg. The routes are per oral, intramuscular and intravenous. Now, medication for hypertension drug name is Norvax, amlodipine. It inhibits calcium ion influx across cell membrane during cardiac depolarization. It is used for hypertension, chronic stable angina pectoris. Dosage adult per oral route 2.5 to 5 mg per day. Geriatric per oral 2.5 mg per day. Child 6 to 16 year old 2.5 to 5 mg per day. Now, medication for coronary heart disease. First of all, we have to reduce risk factor, cessation of cigarette smoking, exercise, control BP. Name is Liptor, atorvastatin, that is antilipidemic. It reduces cholesterol synthesis. It helps to lower triglyceride, helps to reduce heart risk by reducing amount of bad cholesterol or fat. Dosage for adult per oral route 10 to 20 mg per day. Patient who require greater than 45% reduction in LDL may be started at 40 mg per day. For child 10 to 17 years per oral route 10 mg per day. It is being taken orally.
Heart failure is a serious condition that occurs when your heart doesn't pump enough blood around your body. It can either be acute and comes on suddenly or a progressive long-term condition.
Causes of heart failure, coronary artery disease, high blood pressure, myocarditis, cardiomyopathy, fault in heart valves.
The symptoms of heart failure include shortness of breath that gets worse over time, coughing, wheezing, fatigue, tiredness, fluid retention with swelling of legs or abdomen, being less able to do physically demanding tasks or activities.
COVID-19 caused by severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus, which invades the cells through angiotensin converting enzyme to receptor. Most among the COVID patients are highly prevalent for having cardiovascular disorder. More than 7% of patients have experienced myocardial injury from this infection. Although angiotensin converting enzyme to receptor serves as a portal of infection, the role of angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitors or angiotensin receptor blockers requires further investigation.
The key of preventing heart failure is to reduce your risk factors. You can now control and eliminate the risk factors of heart diseases by making lifestyle changes along with any needed medication. Heart failure indeed is a complex disease, and so far the main cause of morbidity and mortality in developing and developed countries during pandemic.